Premier Heather Stefanson shuffling her cabinet ministers around while the Omicron variant continues to batter Manitoba. On Tuesday, one day after an Angus Reid poll ranked Stefanson as the premier with the lowest approval rating across Canada, she split the PC health portfolio into 3 sections. It was split into 2 while Stefanson was still the Minister of Health. Minister Audrey Gordon's role as Health Minister remains unchanged, while Sarah Guimard takes over for Gordon's former role as Minister of Mental Health. Scott Johnston will be the first Minister of Seniors and Long-Term Care, a new portfolio altogether.
We've seen, obviously, through the pandemic that there is a need for more emphasis in healthcare in the province. We had mental health and addictions before and wellness before. And then, obviously we had health and seniors. But I think there needs to be more of a focus on seniors, more of an advocacy, which we've got here.
MLA for Agassiz Eileen Clark returns as a minister after a tumultuous exit under former Premier Brian Pallister. Clark will take on the role of Minister of Municipal Relations, one she held in the past. The Indigenous Reconciliation and Northern Affairs Minister, the role Clark held while she most recently had a portfolio, will remain in Alan Lajemontier's hands.
Minister Clark is one of the most capable individuals I've met in my life, and she is more than capable of doing this role. And I think this sends a message out there to municipalities about the importance moving forward. She's well respected in communities, and I think is just a great fit for this role.
Some of the notable changes include former Education Minister Cliff Cullen becoming Minister of Economic Development, Investment and Trade, while also now holding the title of Deputy Premier. Lactabonny MLA Wayne Owasco takes over as Education Minister. Government House Leader Kelvin Gertson moves from Minister of Legislative and Public Affairs to Minister of Justice and Attorney General, and Minister responsible for Manitoba Public Insurance. Cameron Friesen becomes the Minister of Finance, and Reg Helwer will become the new Minister of Labour, Consumer Protection and Government Services, as well as Minister responsible for the Public Utilities Board and Minister responsible for the Civil Service.
Manitoba is having worse outcomes, more people in hospital than all the other provinces. And instead of addressing that crisis, the thing that's actually affecting Manitobans, this government, the PCs and the Premier have spent the last number of days thinking up fancy new titles for themselves. So today's cabinet shuffle, it wasn't about you, it was about them.
It's really just putting a new gloss of paint on an old house. This is not making the difference. It's also concerning that look, they're perfectly nice people, but the reality is that for a lot of these ministers, they've got training wheels. There's no plan.
In Winnipeg, Mike Albanese, City News.